Higgins. And now, welcome to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, the world #1, Ronnie the Rocket O'Sullivan.
Snooker legends, RonnieO'Sullivan and John Higgins. The two breaks that have won in the first two frames. There was a tournament last season in Hong Kong, big invitation event with the biggest live audience we've ever seen, over 9,000 people. He won that one as well. Exactly same sort of thing really, a new event, highly prestigious, elite field, one table, lots of interest. And is this Riyadh event going to end up the same way? Still only, of course, the quarterfinals, but that is, by any measure, some start to a match. There's not a graphic that could be put up that's going to look good for John, let's be honest. Not yet, anyway. Overall points out reply record. He's held by O'Sullivan 5-5-6. That was in the Masters against Ricky Walden a decade ago. Of course, that was a best of 11. Might not be enough frames for him to break that here, but even so, shows how tuned up he is, how zoned in he is for this event, the way he started. As I say, though, Murphy also began, didn't he, with two great breaks, and ultimately didn't get the win.
I just wonder if Ronnie used the golden ball there just to use it as a stopper for the cue ball, use it as a guide. Now, John could take this red on, in theory, to the right corner. Cube will be running down towards the red and the black. He may be on the black. I think he's seen enough of the first two frames not to want to risk it. Made a bit of a hash of that, John Higgins, and I thought for a moment it got away with it, but maybe this red will cut into the right centre.
Cue kissed the gold ball earlier, but it hasn't moved on, has it, the whole week from what we've seen, amazingly.
Yeah, that's about as far as I've seen it moved, which was no more than about a quarter of an inch. It's incredible.
Because that would be interesting. I mean, obviously, in theory, if you make a maximum, you've got to get from the black to where it is now on the ball cushion. But if it moved before that, then you play it from where it is. And obviously, if it came away and was more readily potable, then it would make it more likely. Whether we'll see it or not, I can't say. Obviously, there's only one more day after today, but it has certainly added a layer of interest to this event. No one was quite sure how it would work or how it would go down, but we saw last night when Higgins was on for it, everyone was really excited. And I think the key thing is, of course, once the maximum is not possible, because it's taken away, it doesn't then affect the frame, so it just becomes normal snooker again.
cue ball from Ronnie O'Sullivan, considering where he was, but he has left a possible red for John Higgins, but this is going to look 3 times harder than it actually is, because he hasn't potted a ball yet in this match. And Ronnie O'Sullivan is in imperious form, it would seem. I'm surprised John Higgins didn't take that red on. I really am. I think Ronnie O'Sullivan will be pleased to see that John refused it. Just gives you an idea of John's mindset, perhaps, that he's trying to use his tactical abilities to gain opportunities easier than the one he just refused.
The miss. John Higgins 4.
Well, he scored some points, albeit from a foul. I know so many snooker fans enjoy this match. Even if you have a favourite, it's one to say that they played 18 finals, you know, it's 10-8 in finals alone to O'Sullivan, including 2001 World Championship final. That was his first Crucible success. Of course, John Higgins, maybe his most famous win over O'Sullivan was the Masters final, the last match at Wembley Conference Centre, 2006. He made that unbelievable clearance in the decider. Everyone will have their favourites. Oh dear.
Well, Ronnie O'Sullivan 4.
Yeah, it's probably the cheeks. Last thing he needed, really.
I don't know how that cue ball found the pocket. There didn't seem to be a gap. Just missed that brown by a millimetre and in off the yellow. Very unlucky. But sometimes you can make these mistakes and it can be beneficial, because if Ronnie doesn't knock this red in, John Higgins could be in.
Six. Seven.
The red in the middle of the table, making it awkward to go into the pack of reds. But that problem will be removed very shortly. Not a good pack to go into, I don't think, from the black. But Ronnie had no choice.
30.
Let's just see how these reds open up here. Be interesting to see how Ronnie plays this. I think he'll try and play it with as much backspin on the cue ball as he can muster.
20. 21.
In potting this red,
28.
you can stun off the side of the pack, bring a few more reds into play and try and gain position on the blue perhaps. Just
29.
overran it, but still a choice of at least 3 of the colours here.
RonnieO'Sullivan, 32.
That's maybe the first significant mistake from O'Sullivan, just in terms of it was sort of unexpected. He's not like he's left John a sitter here, but he was out of his seat pretty quickly nonetheless.
Believe it or not, John attempted to cut that red in, but misjudged the movement of the cue ball with side spin and undercut it by a long way. Another chance here for John Higgins to cut this red into the left corner. It'll automatically be on the yellow at least. No, undercut that one as well. How will this cue ball reach the pocket? It may do. It has.
RonnieO'Sullivan,
Oh, this
4.
is quite the nightmare for John Higgins. He couldn't envisage this sort of beginning to the match. Sullivan's playing so well in fact, that it's making John struggle.
Yes, it just seems everything's going wrong for him. He's left another red from range, hand on table. Always fancying for those. So it's his chance for 3-0.
6.
And this match has been completely one-sided, hasn't it?
7.
The only 4 points Higgins has scored in the frame in the match have come from a foul. So it's already starting to look like the 2 players of the season. RonnieO'Sullivan and Judd Trump will clash in the semi-finals tomorrow. They've each won 4 titles already, remember.
And there are just enough points on the table for a 3rd consecutive century.
22. 23. 30. 31.
So you see 2 snookers needed. Frame is done. To be honest, it feels like the match is done, and that's no offence at all to the great John Higgins, but he's been unable to find a way in, and O'Sullivan looks completely composed, completely on it, completely in control.
44.
As I say, this can happen. It happened to him
45.
the other way around with Mark Selby in Telford at the Players' Championship. Beat him 6-0, played outstandingly well.
$52. 53.
So as Dom says, chance for 3 centuries in 3 frames. Some of the crowd, I think, applauding the 100 on the board. That's not the break, of course.
60.
On 60, but just enjoying what they're watching.
61. 68. 69.
'That was fairly thin. He did really well to come around the back of the black. But he's got a problem here. This yellow's very straight.
77.
Keep going. Oh, what a shot. Just got there.
Here, Ronnie. Just on the other side. Only on the other side. $84. 89.
Well, we've seen it in Shanghai, we've seen it in Bangkok, we've seen it in Sheffield, we're seeing it in Riyadh.
95.
The genius of Ronnie O'Sullivan. This black, and it's 3 centuries to lead 3-0. And there's the reaction from this crowd, loving what they're watching. He's 1 away from the semis, leading 3-0. Has made 3 centuries in as many frames. John Higgins beat Ali Al-Obaidli
Frame
from
4.
Qatar, didn't
John
he?
Higgins to break.
In the first round, and there's another Qatari player, Ahmed Saif, once played Neil Robertson in a European Tour event, and he not only did not pot a ball, Robertson made 4 centuries against him, so there's a precedent. But with the greatest respect, John Higgins is on another level, isn't he? If he were to lose this match without potting a ball, that would be something. There's the points without reply. Of course, Higgins did score, well, was received the 4-point foul to sort of stop the rush of points being scored against him.
Very good safety from Ronnie O'Sullivan, except for the fact that that red has finished near the corner pocket. But John can't roll it in for the black, as you so often can when you're faced with a shot like this, because the red is blocking the black. So the other thing worth considering as well, I suppose, is the fact that John Higgins, being 3-0 behind, He hasn't potted a ball yet in the match. He's got to be taking on pots now. He's got to try and do something to get a foothold in this match. But no, refused it. I'm amazed. It's not the best safety. Ronnie could cut that red in that's to the left of the blue. I don't think he'll attempt it though, because the cube will be coming in and out of bulk. It makes a shot risky. He did take the red on, and the cue ball did come in and out of bulk. Has he been unfortunate? Oh, goodness me, he really has been.
Touching ball. Declare, please.
Wow. Cue ball even touching the blue, so Ronnie has to declare his colour here.
Blue ball, thank you.
So he's nominated blue, he can just play away from it. Again, using that golden ball just
RonnieO'Sullivan,
as a stopper for the cue ball. Was a pot I wasn't sure John would bother with, because getting position from this red to the black, although John thought it was possible, proved difficult.
Well, the red in bulk is surely going to precipitate a stalemate.
I think if that pack of reds were much more tightly bunched, then certainly there'd be every likelihood of a re-rack. But I just wonder whether John Higgins will fancy winning this tactical exchange.
You can't really see from this angle exactly what he can see from behind the shot.
I just wonder if Ronnie can play one of the reds closest to that right centre pocket into the one that's over the corner pocket. Wow. Amazing, there was a gap through those reds to actually plant that one in, but it still needed executing to perfection, and my goodness, what a shot it was.
Yeah, there's your stalemate. In fact, he's got a chance to win it here.
Eight.
Well, I mean, it's just getting worse, isn't it, for John Higgins, I'm afraid.
It just goes to show, doesn't it, as a sportsman, sportsperson, to be politically correct, you've got to be prepared for nothing and everything. You just do not know what can happen whenever you play a match.
14. 15.
Could he end with the 4th century? The first player, you know, to make 4 centuries in a row. was John Higgins against Ronnie O'Sullivan in the 2005 Grand Prix final.
20.
4 centuries in 4 frames successively.
$21. $28.
Well, you can see the perspective view there of what some of the audience members are able to see from their front row seats. And what they're watching is a bit of a masterclass from a very special sports person in Ronnie O'Sullivan. Incredible to think that he's still at his very best as he approaches his 50th year.
36. 37. $44.
We've had some nerve-jangling
45.
snooker today, none more so than the decider between Mark Allen and Mark Selby. Allen eventually won, well, with a double actually on the last black. But this has been a procession. Not over yet, but he's in with his chance to wrap it up.
52. 53.
Not too much more to do. The black puts him 61 in front. So another red and a black or a red and a pink. Higgins would need a snooker. And it would mean, if he doesn't come back to the table, John Higgins would have been whitewashed without popping the ball.
Yeah.
The only 4 points he scored tonight
60.
were from an O'Sullivan foul.
$61.
Yeah, that's the winning ball.
67.
So, will it be 4 centuries in as many frames?
68. $75. 76.
Chance to bring the awkward red into play here with the angle that he has. Oh, he's just missed it. Oh, and he may not have a pot on. Can he pot the red off the green?
82.
Can he cut this one in, double it? Get in.
He'll have to settle for 82 in the last frame, but what a night for Ronnie O'Sullivan. 2 contemporaries, 2 greats of the game. But it's all been about this man. Ronnie O'Sullivan breaks of 135, 129, 102 and 82. He's the final man into the semi-finals, a winner by 4 frames to 0.